end the stream, because it is gone midnight now, and I did say I wanted to keep it before midnight. Let's see who's live.
No pressure, Helena, as always. Want to read me?
Who's live? I can't find anyone. Whatever, I'll send you a text here again.
Oh, Jim, thanks, Jim. Oh, where am I fucking at? It's like 2 a.m.
Who's live over on Twitch? Let's have a look.
Oh, Jim, thank you, hopefully.
Oh well, Cosmopolitics was in chat and is doing a subathon, so I will send you all over to Cosmopolitics over on Twitch. I'll be back tomorrow with Kevin for some award-winning journalisms. Take care, stay safe, and free all the Palestinians. Both Gaza and Palestine. Palestine A and Palestine 1, right? I'll see you then. Thank you very much for the bits and subs and the donations. Very much appreciated. Sort of a ramble. Sort of a bit of a rambling show tonight. I do apologise. I'll be back. Sorry.
I better turn this down, actually. There we go. 311. I have more people. I will wait for people to arrive. Then we can just kind of yell for a bit to see who's on tomorrow. Or technically today. Oh look! It's Laura Koonsberg wearing her lovely pink trouser suit. I did have a lovely purple one when I used to work in the office. Oh god. I actually worked for BT. So glad I'm out of that fucking place. Ah! Hola! Yay! Rejoice, comrades! Unfortuitous Ash is here. Oh, don't worry about it, Jim, seriously. And yes, pay respects to Christina, she be based. She is good. Hi Ash. Hello Jim. And rejoice, my YouTube comrade Limey Redneck is here. Hi Limey. Hello, hello. Hello my comrades. Hi. I was waiting till people arrived. So Limey and Jim, you obviously know who this individual is. Now we can see. Let's see what fucking ghouls we have to deal with in the morning. Oh dear God. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, we have the head of Ofcom. That is the Office for Communications, basically to Quang, no, not Quang, but the national official body with kind of teeth. You're in both places. Multitasking there, well done, Jim. Oh no, fuck off. Heidi Alexander and Philp. Ncuti Gatwa. Hi, Ncuti. That was the last Doctor, by the way. He's from Dundee. We stand in Ncuti Gatwa. Oh God, I've done it again. Thanks, Jim. I will remember at some point before I go live. Is that better? It was these, Jim. Did it? Thanks, Ash. I hope everyone was safe today. Well, I was hydrating. I drank 4 litres of juice today because fuck the heat and I get dried out. If you can, yeah, I'd love that. Thanks, Jim. I am on the cider because heat and reasons and fuck it, drink. Did it, Ash? Fucking amazing. I'm trying to think of... do you like rock and heavy metal or thrash or something? I could give you a couple of songs depending on who you... In fact, you know what? This velvet glove from Californication, if you can get the music for it. That might be a good test for your bass, Ash. Do you? A bit like me. Very eclectic. I've got like Chopin and Beethoven and Mozart on my playlist on YouTube. Or YouTube music. Plus thrash and power metal and cheesy pop things. I do love Adele because fucking awesome voice. Yeah, classical. Yeah, I was a pianist. I done piano and drums when I was at secondary school. I keep on meaning to bring it down the road. My niece did do piano lessons when she was at school, when she was at secondary school. She's given up now, or she can't really do it anymore. Her shoulder and her elbow on her left arm keeps on getting dislocated. Just for existing, essentially. So there's a keyboard and a stand sitting up in my mum's house that I keep on meaning to bring down the road. I've already paid for it, it just sits up in my mum's house. Mind you, I'm getting an entire keyboard and the stand for it down on a bus or a coach. I'll just need to rope in my sister or her man. Rez! Hello, Rez. Welcome. Mwah. Yes, and Edward Bluemill. I'm not sure who that is. I might recognise him. The main ones, the main fucking bastards we have to worry about is Heidi Alexander, a fucking playwright from literally back in the day. And Chris Philp again. At least it's not fucking Manfrog. That's something. And Melanie Dawes, the head of Ofcom. That should be interesting. It's usually the government person that gets first. Might be up the way they've laid that out. It's going to be Ofcom chief exec first, then Heidi Alexander, then Philp. Then the cultural bit, the TV, movie, play, musicy typey people will be last. So Ofcom exec first. Curious about the order of that, really. Mm. Oh, next Sunday, so a week today. That'll be the last one because the 22nd is when they go off on their jollies until September. I don't know where they're all fucking going. Who cares? Mm. At least we don't need to worry about them fucking up things for a while, for at least 2.5 months. Yeah, they've stopped posting who they've actually, 3 sort of idiots. Sometimes they have based people on. You know, like they've had Zara on, they've had Zoe Gardner. They need to get Grace on. I'd love to see Grace back on the panel bit. Because obviously, and please do not get fucking Starkey on again. I can't be arsed with the dickhead. He might be a middle class upbringing and stuff, but I do kinda respect. Damn it, I've forgotten his name. I can bloody see him. He's a chef. River Cottage. It's not Heston. Fuck. Someone put me off my fucking misery. I can fucking see him. Hugh Fernley Whittingstall. Fucking hell. He has actually... Yeah, thanks, Jim. He does actually say some fairly based things at times, but still a kind of centrist wank. At least he's a member of the Green Party. Something, I guess. I might actually listen to him. In fact, let's see who this person is. No. Damn it. Did I turn it off? No, it's still on. Oh, no. Do not go to Bing because it's just fucking useless. You, stay there. No, wrong. Oh, it's you! I recognise you. Oh, God, he's young. Oh, God, he was in Killing Eve. Oh, in A Discovery of Witches. That's why I fucking recognise him. Let's see. Oh, Castlevania. Sex Education. Oh, fucking hell, that'll be funny. That means he's actually worked with fucking Ncuti. Let's see, what else? Belgravia. Huh. Halcyon, we might regret this. The Seven Dells Mystery. Huh. That's why I recognise him. I saw him in Killing Eve. Curious. Yeah, I can get rid of you. And I'll get rid of you. Oh, didn't mean to do that one. Oh, that's my... No, that's one of my alert boxes. You can reduce it in size a bit, and you can put it... Fuck it! Put it over my face. That'll be fun. I used to love watching River Cottage. For one reason, I love her. I do. I love her desperately, but fucking hell, I hate my sister at times. She's actually been down to the actual River Cottage with her best friend, her bestie. Because her bestie works for Coca-Cola. Lucky her. So they've actually been down to the River Cottage before. They were in the area, obviously the River Cottage different and stuff, but they've been to it. And my sister's bestie got it on comp from her work. Blah 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 person, I hate you. Getting to go on jollies like that across the UK. My sister's bestie used to be an estate agent, and sort of not an actual solicitor. She'd never done that and stuff. She'd done business management and marketing and organisation at uni. She's basically a marketeer at the end of the day. I've actually managed to get her to join the SNP. At least that's something. She used to vote Tory, for fuck's sake. Well, she's just a year... My younger sister's 4 years younger than me. Her bestie is 2 years younger than me. I remember it at school. Oh, God. Ooh. Is your brother a nuclear engineer? Ow, ouch. Ow, that fucking hurt. You don't need to say if you don't want to, obviously. No need to dox yourself or your brother. But yeah, good. I would say, at the end of the day, he is kind of civil servant-ish, essentially. An international civil servant. But if he has the skills to do that, my dad was a nuclear engineer, by the way. And I know many engineers from here in Scotland, here, very much here in Glasgow actually. Oh God, EDF, oh the French company, right, not the IDF, was starting to panic there. Yeah, Energy de France, yeah. You will actually notice that, Limey, a lot of educated people who have degrees and stuff in very many different areas, they're mostly leftists. Because we actually see how the world works. Expertise, whatever our area is, but when we start hitting on politics and shit like that, they just shut up, said, no, just stick to your wheelhouse, fuck off. He said, no, that's why we got the fucking degree. Not that I get listened to, of course. Obviously, all of you listen to me, thank you. Much appreciated. I'm molting again, sorry. Look at it. I have been putting a fuck ton on my watch later. Let's see what's on it. Oh God. I have actually been meaning to go over this one anyway. Helena's done good work for this video, by the way. As always, because Helena. I do research, trust me on this. I just kind of borrow from Kevin, Helena, and sometimes Kavernacle. I did used to be a Patreon of him. I do actually still watch him a little bit, just to see what kind of topics he's watching. I started watching him when he was on his whole Tesla Elon arc, so basically last year and stuff. Thank you, Comrade Badenoch, by the way, that's a Scottish surname. Badenoch. You're literally destroying the Tory party from within. Thanks. Good for her, destroying the Tory party, at least. Shall we?
One of the things that's been punctuating political discourse for the last couple of weeks has been Labour's attempts to rewrite the welfare state in this country, which then obviously got stopped by backbenchers because they were trying to throw disabled people into the wood chipper. And this got Kemi Badenoch really mad, because she is the #1 fan. One of the things that's been punctuating political discourse for the last couple of weeks has been Labour's attempts to...
Rejoice, comrades, Linton 10 is here. Hi Linton, good evening, welcome. Lots of people tonight, love it. Hello, hello. 25 more shamrocks. Much appreciated. Did it? I couldn't hear it. My speakers are still kind of fucked. So what I do, I use the Simless so I can actually listen to the video while you are all still listening to it. Where are we? It is you. These are 3-year-old in-ears, and I burnt out the right hand ear, but the left hand ear still works, which is kind of odd considering my left finger, and technically I'm still left-handed. But that got beaten out of me by my primary one teacher because she was a girl. Sorry, Helena. We will get back to you momentarily.
rewrite the welfare state in this country, which then obviously got stopped by backbenchers because they were trying to throw disabled people into the wood chipper. And this got Kemi Badenoch really mad, because she is the #1 fan of the disabled people wood chipper. She is the biggest fan of the disability wood chipper and is mad at the government that they didn't indeed turn the wood chipper on and that the backbenchers managed to win in terms of let's be nicer to the disabled, please, maybe a bit. So she decided, in all of her great wisdom, as the incredibly important person with her finger on the pulse of the country, Kemi Badenoch, to do a whole-ass press conference about the welfare state, this thing that everyone got mad when the Labour Party tried to cut, including their own backbenchers. Let's have a listen to what she had to say.
We are becoming a welfare state with an economy attached.
Which is bollocks, by the way. I can't believe I have to stop her one sentence in. But in terms of the amount we spend on welfare payments, so if you exclude the state pensions, around between 10 to 12% of GDP, and has been for the last 30 years, all these lines about, oh, the welfare state is out of control, it's spiralling out of control. Those claims are basically nonsense. Let's have a look at all the other countries in terms of their welfare spending. So when you actually look at welfare spending as a percentage of GDP, looking here, right, it's gone up recently to around about just under 12%.
Holy fuck. Let's see, like Finland, France, Austria, Italy. Christ. The only ones that spend less than us are Iceland, Malta and Ireland. Correct, Linton. Correct. Fuck it. If anything completely goes completely pear-shaped for me, I'm fucking moving to Finland. Plus thriving thrash metal scene. Fucking bring it. And I keep on meaning to try Shark. Obviously not Iceland and Norway and stuff eat shark. But Finland do get it as well. Or France. I can just move to the most favourite vineyard and just get fucking bucket loads of Chablis. Austria. We have a comrade in Austria. I'm sure Vogel can help me if I want to move to Austria. But 25% Finland, you fucking legends. What are we? 10.8. Disgustingly low. Somewhere was a nice, I don't know, Germany, 19%, not bad. Greece, 16. Poland, no, I'm not going to Poland. Netherlands might be an idea. Bad razor, bad! Oh god, that's... I've got a very vivid imagination. You've just put some fucking dystopian into my brain. Naughty. Well, she's literally destroying the party for us. So we don't need to really worry about them. Well, obviously we've still got the other fucking right-wing bastards to deal with. And don't you worry, Reza. We will deal with Manfrog and his ilk. So look how ridiculously we're low compared to the rest of fucking Europe. Even Eastern Europe are paying more than fucking social welfare. Bring it. Seriously, Manfrog, I'm coming for you. Feel free to run in Holyrood. I will be running it. Well, not literally running. I will be combating you. Trying to infiltrate Scottish politics. Please come back up to Scotland. I want to talk to you.
And from 2023 until now, we are lower than basically every other country other than Iceland, Malta and Ireland in terms of percentage of GDP we spend on welfare. And Ireland and Malta are outliers because they're tax havens. So a lot of their GDP is taken up in terms of the fact that there's a bunch of multinationals stationed in those countries, right? We have one of the most miserly welfare states in Europe. The FT were reporting on this, and they had statistics showing that over the last 14 years, in 12 of those years, the basic rate of job seeker allowance did not cover the basics to be able to live. It's not a welfare state. It's not. It's basically one step away from workhouses, let's be real.
28 million people in Britain are now working
Good.
to pay the wages and benefits 28 million others. The rider is as big as the horse.
Doesn't work like
And again,
that,
when
Kimmy.
she
What
says
the
that,
fuck?
a lot of those people are just pensioners, right? It's interesting that they will continually
Yes.
market
Will
this
they?
as though pensions aren't
We've been
benefits.
saying this to them for
They
the
are
last
benefits.
65
Pensioners are
the
on
last
benefits, and they
75
are
years,
being
essentially,
supported by
because we're
working
into
people.
years-
But she won't
years
mention
ago now.
that most of these are
So
pensioners.
for the last
She'll try and
75
pretend that it's all
sort of
just
years,
disabled
we've been
people
saying this to
defrauding
them.
the state. And indeed,
Obviously, there's people
both
saying,
PIP
"No, don't do
recipients
that,"
and universal
and
credit
shocking.
recipients can be in work. 25% of PIP recipients and 40% of universal credit recipients are people who also are having to do
We've
work
been saying
alongside
this
the fact that they
forever.
are
And
working
she
whilst universal
happened
credit tops
in
up their wages because wages suck
1979.
in this country. Or they are only able to work part-time because they have to do
Kimmy,
care
it's not
work, for
that
example.
fucking large.
Or they have kids to look
We
after.
spend
This
more
isn't just about welfare.
on
It's about
fucking the
politics
civil
too.
service
We have a
than we
Labour
do on
government
fucking
beholden
benefits.
to their left-wing MPs who choose not to fix this problem.
By not fix this problem, she means not put 250,000 disabled people into poverty, which is what the cuts that were you turned on would have done. Do you see what I mean, right? When
I
she
will not
says
say
this
to
stuff,
Super Hubbies that
she's
you
literally
said
just
that,
like,
Lisa, because
why
he
are we not
wants one.
shoveling disabled people into the wood chipper? That's what
He's
she's
still
saying
saying that
here.
there's going to be a
Because
civil war in
fundamentally,
America.
every single conservative
Sorry, my American
believes
comrades.
that the disabled are useless eaters. They may claim
Kinda
not
have-
to.
kinda
They
have
may
a point.
claim that they actually deep down really are compassionate, but we need to be able to cut
It is
away
actually, it's kind
all
of
of the disabled people who
frightening,
don't deserve it,
not
which in
to-
their mind is
kind of
99% of them. Just
unsettling,
honestly,
let's
just
put it on-
say it
let's
like
say
you mean
unsettling.
it. Say what you really mean. Just call them useless eaters and be done with it.
And a
I
reform
can't
party
physically go
that
out and
cannot.
fight, but I
This
can
is a ticking
coordinate
time
people.
bomb. And with the exception
keep
of the Conservatives,
things
the
running
political
in-
class
in the
don't
back.
see it or
And we've
refuse
been
to acknowledge
fighting
it.
and stuff.
In fact, a lot of them
He will go
want
and
to make
fight.
it worse. If we don't solve this problem, our economy
I physically
will
can't.
collapse. 1 million young people
I will
are
defend.
currently
I am
not in
fantastic with
education,
a
employment,
saber and
or
a
training.
rapier and a.
I mean, the economy is going to
katana,
collapse
obviously.
because we don't have enough working people
Do not
to
give me
support a lot of
broadsword.
pensioners.
I can't do
So we're going to
two-handed.
need to
My
increase the
jump can
birth
work at
rate
the best of
and
times,
increase
for fuck's sake.
migration. And you want to reduce
I can
migration.
defend
And you want to
places.
take away things
Can't
like
go out in the front
maternity
line and go and
pay,
attack people.
when these are things that help people have kids. You want to
Put
keep the
her in
two-child
the
benefit
front
cap
line.
specifically
That
so
might be
people have
quite
fewer
fun.
children. That's what's going to collapse the economy, Kemi.
And we are on course.
They are. Oh, sorry, Jem. Four, five, three. One, two, three.
Or refuse to acknowledge it. In fact, a lot of them want to make it worse. If we don't solve this problem, our economy will collapse. 1 million young people are currently not in education, employment, or training.
I mean, the economy is going to collapse because we don't have enough working people to support a lot of pensioners. So we're going to need to increase the birth rate and increase migration. And you want to reduce migration, and you want to take away things like maternity pay, when these are things that help people have kids. You want to keep the 2-child benefit cap specifically so people have fewer children. That's what's going to collapse the economy, Kemi.
And we are on course to spend 1 in every £4 of income tax on sickness benefits alone. What began as a safety net for the most vulnerable has morphed into something completely different. The system is unsustainable, and this threatens all the good it was designed to do. Of course, the obvious question is, this is your system. How can you criticize what you've run for 14 years? It's a
Those are my 2 Healing Coup Guardians. They sit at either side of my laptop. Look at them. My sister got me. Look, little ginger cow with horns. If you ever find them anywhere in the farmer's market, on the supermarket, some supermarkets might have them. Healing Coup burger or Healing Coup steak. Tasty. Good with peppercorn or whiskey sauce. Yeah, pretty much, Jim. Yeah. Oh, tangentially connected to the Hellenistic, the Olympians, essentially, or the Latin, the Roman gods as well. The syncretism is weird, but the Leviathan is from Proto-Indo-European, Jewish monster, if you want to call it that, or early modern, not deity, force of nature, let's put it that way. Same sort of categories like Titan and Cronus and people like that, Gaia and Uranus. That is a good question, Reza, actually. Depends who you ask. Myself, you have to remember, if you wanted to, who are the proto starters of the European Union as we know it now, or back in the day, just after the war. It was the Fash. It was that German party from the 30s, essentially. So lots of people within the upper echelons, the call them the grandees, like your, not the Austrian person, like Goebbels, Goering, fucking Von Rundstedt, blah blah blah, all of them, that's what they wanted. Speer, he wanted that as well, and to a lesser extent, damn it, there's a guy later, Himmler, Horst Wurster, fucking hell, I can see the fucking film. Heydrich, that was basically his idea to do like that whole European Parliament, but basically headed by fucking fascist bastards, and govern over all of Europe after they've defeated the Eastern hordes, basically taking out fucking Russians and the communists, essentially, the Bolsheviks, to deal with the Jewish scourge and all that fucking bollocks. Oh, for Christ's sake. Yeah, Heydrich. Yeah, the Hangman of Prague, yeah. Delightful chap, wasn't he? Let's see if we can derail Kev to get me to talk about him. That'd be fun. But yeah, that was he. That's what he was wanting, and a couple of other people. Like about 55 to 75% of the upper echelons, know the high grandees of the Nazi Party. Essentially, that's what they wanted. The Archspeer wanted that, and Mengele as well, for some strange reason, so he can carry on doing his weird ass fucking experiments on twins and triplets and shit. And obviously other medicine to fix the human form. You can't, you can only treat it. Modern medicine is great, but fucking hell. Redacted, yeah. Always look after yourself. Try not to post things that might actually get you. I would never do this to you, to any of you. Obviously, this is a safe place for discussion, but with what I do in this little box of mines, civil authority still exists. And obviously, GCHQ is still there. I do have the right to say, Keir Starmer, go fuck yourself. Liz Kendall, stop trying to kill off the disabled people. We have a right to exist as well. They can't actually come after me for that, because I've literally been targeted before by people and by the government on a broader scope, obviously. Gideon Osborne and IDS, go fuck yourselves. The peer reviews are fucking monsters. Manfrog, equate him to upside down Italian. I can see that. I can see that. It does actually, Reza. Yes, fuck them. To all my Scottish comrades who might actually hear this, do not vote for Labour next year. Anna Sarwar is a total dickhead. The sooner we kick him out, the better. Thank you. SNP, if you feel, obviously for lots of places in Scotland, always a good idea. If you can, Green. More prevalent for the list than an actual constituency. Don't get me wrong, I want a constituency up here in Scotland to turn green. Oh God, I'd fucking love it. I am a realist. I know my constituency where I'm currently sitting won't necessarily go for green. SNP, always doable. We've already got God almighty. Give me a second, I need some refreshment. I'm a bit meh about my actual constituency, MSP. His name is Bob Doris. Look him up if you want to. He has the actual constituency, so basically equate him to an MP. My list MSPs, Patrick Harvey, based comrade, love Patrick. Annie Wells and Brennan somewhere, I can't remember the bastard's name. We've got two Tories. Their actual constituency of us is on Maryhill Road. Who else have we got? We've got a couple of Labour and one Lib Dem. No Tories on my section of the list here in the north of Glasgow. Thank fuck. The north of Glasgow, like Balornock, Springburn, parts of Maryhill, we do not vote for the scum, obviously, because Tories. So no, they don't need to worry. There are list Tory MSPs the other side of the river, so like Pollokshaws, Shawlands, Cathcart, the more middle class areas of Glasgow, the other side of the river. But north of the river, mostly working class, mostly poor. So we don't really vote for the bastards. And hopefully we won't be voting for fucking Labour, because, obviously. Yeah. the main areas that usually vote for the Tories here for the constituencies for Holyrood are on the east coast, one just outside Edinburgh. All the other ones are up in Aberdeenshire, so up on the east coast in Aberdeen and Moray and stuff for obvious reasons. Think fossil fuels, essentially. You do that stare, Reverend Jim, thank you. You're a beacon of light and hope and obviously hilarity, because obviously you do. Thank you, please keep us sane. Keep on doing little jokes and stuff, it is amazing. And obviously if you want to post anything onto the Discord, please do. Oh my god, yeah. We will get through this. You're all derailing me. Behave. Shall we get back to this person? I would say thing. I would say insect, but some insects are actually quite based. Communal organisation of certain insects, arthropods mostly, like ants, cockroaches, things like that. They're all communal. Bees, communal. See, look, communism already exists in the animal kingdoms. Doesn't really exist in the human realm yet. We are working on that. Play,
Fair
goddamn you.
question. But the truth is, the problems in our welfare system now are not the ones we inherited. If you cast your mind back to 2010, we took over a benefit system that was a dysfunctional mess.
I mean, you took over a benefit system that at the very least had some amount of the desire to help people, and then what you did is you took it over, 330,000 people died. Literally, scientific studies have shown that there were 330,000 more excess deaths than if those austerity policies hadn't been put into place. And a UN representative described your policies for the disabled as a violation of their human rights, as a grave violation of the human rights of the disabled. Oh, I forgot. Kemi doesn't believe in human rights. These people want us out of the European Convention on Human Rights so that they can piss off and ruin the lives of more disabled people. Because that's what it's for. They want to try and waive it as though it will only be used against migrants, but of course it'll be used against the vulnerable and the poor in this country as well.
Entitlements handed out by different parts of the state, it very often meant people were worse off in work. Unemployment was 8%. There were queues.
For fuck's sake. You do know it was neoliberal and neocons like yourself, Kemi, that fucking caused that. Basically, it was a casino that the certain parts of the financial industry fucking done that to us. And because too big to fail, we had to bail them out. And the only way that most neoliberals and neocons fucking saw to pay this back was to fucking ruin the lives of the most disenfranchised people on the fucking planet and in their countries. Especially here in the West. And here in the UK, or in the States, in Canada and most of Western Europe. Because of the gambling aspect of the fucking financial markets. So no, fuck off. Grr. God, these people are fucking hell. Yeah. It's classed as excess. That's the actual legal definition. It's excess deaths. Lots of externalities. Obviously, government policy and the economic situation that was happening at the time. 332,000 essentially. That's just in UK. That's just here in the UK. Excess deaths. Mostly disabled people. Due to loss of benefits. And being so full of despair that their money's been cut, not even fucking taken away from them. Just cut, went down, nosedived essentially. Took themselves out. 18,000 UK citizens unalived themselves because of austerity, The reason I know that, my GP at the time gave me the fucking evidence for it. That is still up in the cloud. I can bring it back down for you if you want to see it. Or I can just relay it like this and tell you what actually happened, because it's burned onto my brain. People literally took themselves out because of this. So no time for them. They're murderers in my eyes, so fuck her. Correct, Reza, thank you. Baseness gets pinned. Give me a second. More than baseness, truth gets pinned. Thank you, Reza. Much appreciated. Yes, they're inhumane. These aren't fucking humans. Sorry, my comrades. I'll be back momentarily. You go up there. I will be back. Oh, Jim, don't. I don't think I need to worry about her actually seeing this stream, but some other people might actually see it, but... Fantastic. Going back to Dickensian times. Fucking bring it on. As I said before, I am quite handy with a sword. Rejoice, comrades! Sozzled Snake is here. Hi, Sozzled. Say hi to Sozzled, everyone. How you doing? I hope you were hiding from fiery yellow orb in the sky. I thought we were going to get the fucking worst of it here in Glasgow. We weren't. My mum and my family up in Perth, 31.6. I was worried about my sister. She's a community nurse. She was fine, she just kept on buying bottles of Diet Iron Brew. Hang on. Scrubby? Where is he? Rejoice, comrades! Philosopher-in-Chief is in the chat. Scrubby, my comrade, hello. Mwah. Hello, hello, hello. Praise be, resident philosopher is here. Hi. Look, Scrubby, it's her. We are borrowing Helena. Great to see you. I've missed you. What are we now? Oh, thank God. We are down to 14 degrees Celsius. Thank fuck for that. Mind you, in saying that, at lunchtime in 12 hours roughly. Well, yeah, roughly 12 hours. 28 again. Fuck off, can't be arsed. There is cloud cover for a change. Then on Monday, thunder and lightning to clear all the excess heat and moisture in the air. At least that might help. You what? Where the fuck are you, Jim? It's 25 degrees at midnight at 1 AM. No, fuck that. No, can't be arsed. I was sweating like a bastard. Felix too. Oh Christ, you're down much. Okay. You're near the coast then. Urgh. Oh God, it must be humid as fuck. Here's a fan. Hookah's coming to Beer Street near you, courtesy of Kemi and Golden God. It's like being murdered by a microwave. Oh, Christ's sake, where are we?
Outside job centres.
That's called the global financial crisis. There was a giant global recession. Now you can blame Labour for mismanaging the financial sector and not having higher levels of prudential regulation, and I would agree with you. But that's not what you're saying. You're trying to claim that it is the welfare state that existed in 2010 that was the cause of the high unemployment, and not the fact that there was a giant motherfucking recession caused by the subprime loan crash.
People up and down the country got up and went to work, while next door, their neighbours' curtains were drawn until noon. So it was against this backdrop that Ian Duncan Smith set up the Centre for Social Justice back in 2000.
I currently don't have my curtains. I'm sitting right in front of my living. We've orientated our flat differently from the other 5 households in this close. Our living room is on the back of the close, so our living room windows look out onto our drying area. We say drying green, but there's very little green left. They've took up all the grass and it's all paved over and stuff. So I look out onto the back court and onto the back court of the other block of 6 right behind us. Our bedroom is on the front of the close, on the main road essentially. Super hubby's a private person. He didn't want to have the living room at the front of the building. Each to their own, and I kind of agreed with him. So I'm looking out with no curtains. My curtains are in a box somewhere in storage. The earliest I'm going to be looking at getting them back now is Monday. Probably going to be Tuesday or Wednesday, I think. So I don't have my blackout curtains. The reason I have the curtains closed up until midday, probably for most of the day, because the sun streams in and heats up this place, no matter what time of year it is. So I always have my curtains closed. Doesn't mean I'm not up and about and doing shit in my house. So she's just being disingenuous there. Fine, fair enough. Open all your curtains up if you want to. Each to their own. I keep my windows closed for privacy and environmental reasons. Plus, for fuck's sake, I've been burnt inside my flat before because of the sun. I've not been outside. I've been sitting on my fucking sofa and my face has went red. So, other reason to keep curtains closed. So no, Kemi, fuck off. Just because my window's closed doesn't mean I'm not up and not doing shit. Just because I'm not working in some office drudgery, which I used to do. Oh, God. Scrubby, I can't remember. Are you near the coast? if you are, much sympathy. I am near the coast. Helena's further away from the coast because she's in Nottinghamshire. Because of the geography of Scotland, the furthest away anyone can ever be from the actual coastline is 52 miles. Myself here in Glasgow, I'm 48 miles away from the coast, so that's basically the Clyde Estuary. My mum is closer to the coast in Perth. She's only 30 miles away from the coast. Plus she's Perth in the valley. Oh, yeah, sozzled. Oh, do you have someone on Butte? Butte is lovely. I love Butte. I've got a really good pub with a fantastic selection of cheeses and a really good steak pie. And they usually have quite decent ales. As Helena likes to call them, Kimmy's basically a business bell end. The data management or something. She's some sort of computer degree that she's got. And a venture capitalist, essentially. She doesn't really need to work. Her husband, Hamish Badenoch, is fucking Richard bastard. Oh, see that? I don't like the summer. I don't like all the humidity and the fiery yellow ore because I burn like a bastard. Autumn's probably my best time, possibly spring, round about my birthday. I don't mind the rain. It's fine. I can't stand the cold. I literally can't fucking operate in the cold. I seize up like a block of ice. And with this heat, I do actually move a lot better because of the heat and stuff. Makes my joints work a little bit better, but I sweat quite badly. Thank you, hot flushes. Menopause is fucking amazing. Mind you, winter's probably better for me in certain aspects. It is cooler. I don't sweat as much. It just being kind of colder, I'm fine with that. But if it gets minus anything, I'm useless to everyone. Man and beast. Or woman and beast. Or NB and beast. Yeah. Shall we continue with her? Carry on, Kemi, you absolute witch.
People in this room will remember Breakdown Britain, the forensic diagnosis of how welfare dependency was hollowing out families, communities, and lives.
And it was all nonsense, because we'd basically eradicated child poverty by 2008 in this country. One of the very few good achievements of the new Labour government was taking all of those fumes of the financial sector that the economy was breathing, and they at least used that to have a welfare state that basically ended child poverty in this country. And then immediately you got into government and food bank usage increased by thousands of %. What you're doing is repeating Benefit Street propaganda with no basis in reality.
This hard work, done while we were in opposition, meant that when we took office, we could deliver the biggest reform of our welfare system in its history. Universal Credit was a massively ambitious plan to simplify benefits. It made sure that work
paid for this.
Paid. We brought the welfare.
Your party paid for this consultant to do the whole framework for Universal Credit. Then Gideon and IDS got their hands on it, saying, "Oh, that's too generous. We have to punish the poor. We have to punish the disabled." And they completely ripped up what this guy done. Said, "But don't do this. I've made this perfect. You gave me this brief. I've done this brief. I've made it perfect for what you wanted." But they thought it was too fucking generous. And that's why Universal Credit fucking sucks. And actually applying for it and going through the whole transfer for people, if they're on legacy benefits, ESA, actual job seekers allowance, or your standard dole money and stuff, they were reliable. They were low paid and stuff, but they turned up regularly. Universal Credit, the way they fucking messed with it and changed it from what the original proposer was doing, the consultant that they chose, it would have worked perfectly, but they thought, no, that's too fucking generous. It's too easy. We don't want them to get too reliant. Fuck off. Fucking bastards. Well, I can't do tomorrow's because of it hasn't happened yet. What one would you like? Yeah, I can move on to that one. I can move on to Laura if you want. I can't remember who was on that. Oh, Bridget Phillips and fucking... Who else? I can fucking see him. I can't remember. I remember Bridget Phillipson. Oh, don't worry. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Poor James misstepped there a bit, didn't he? I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't see her lasting until 2029. Oh, God. Jenrick? Did we see Mel Stride doing it again? Maybe. I'm trying to think what other one. Oh, fuck, Philp. He might throw his hat in the ring. They can actually challenge her. They can actually go for her after the 2nd of November. They're not allowed to challenge their leader for 12 months after they got voted in. So, watch out, Kemi. After the 2nd of November, your backbenchers and probably your colleagues on the shadow bench might be coming after you. Oh my God, Tory Civil War, fucking bring it. That'll be fun. I don't see them, well, obviously, black female person here, obviously, I despise her politics and what she's done and what she says and things like that. Obviously, Sunak, Asian man, yeah. Cleverly might actually stand a chance, but I'm not entirely sure he'll throw his hat back in the ring. If anything, I think he's probably want to go back to his 40k. Good for him. Go and play with your little minis. He is laying low, isn't he? We hardly ever see him now. He might be formulating, come to think of it. Oh. You know what, I'm actually losing my will to live with her. And not Helena fucking Kemi. That will be fun to see if they actually challenge her after November. If you see who it is... Oh God, I forgot the I. Christopher Hitchens. Oh, Hitchens. Hitchens. If you see who it is, Scribby, shout out. See you later, Kerry. Uh, 15 Christ almighty. Dose of reason. And here's a 14 Christ almighty. Oh dear God, Christopher Hitchinson, Rabbi Shmuley. That was 17 years ago. Oh, Mitford. No problem. Hang on. I just like. Scribby, what one would you recommend? They're obviously the just different Philosophy Hub and Ethan was here. I didn't actually know he interviewed Jessica Comerford. That might be quite fun. Yeah, she was a communist, by the way. Her sisters weren't, obviously. She must have been in her fucking 70s when they done that. Top one.
People to come and talk to us who have seen and contributed a great deal to our recent history.
Go back to the beginning until I find it. And fucking hell, look how young he looks. Scribby, who's older? Is it him or Peter? I would assume it's Christopher. Mind you, in saying that, Peter Hitchens looks fucking rough now. Very beardy. Here we go. Oh, I know there is. Thanks, Jim. This should be quite fun. Take it away, Christopher.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Cronin. I'm the manager of the library's public education program, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you here to the library and to the Celeste Bartos Forum, which is this year's addition to the public education program. It's our new home. Tonight...
Thanks, Oswald. Yeah, of course, nothing wrong with beardy. I like beards. Beards are good. It just depends who the beard is connected to, obviously. Thank you, Oswald. Much respect for you. Have a good night, and I'll see you later. Stay based. This should be fun. It's Christopher, the older one, right? I thought that. Well, he's no longer with us, unfortunately. And Peter still exists, for reasons. The most recent interview he done with Bastani, I was having problems with it. Considering Peter Hitchens was purported anarchist, I am doubtful. Some sort of Marxist or anarchist or was he a Trot? I know Andrew Marr was a Trotskyist apparently when he was in his early 20s and shit. Oh, that is a clever title. That is a very clever title, and he knew what he was doing when he named it that. Who's more intelligent? Peter's actually said in interviews in the past, not just to Downstream and other ones that he, like Politics Joe, shit like that, and other places that have interviewed him, like Christopher's the more intelligent one. You are intelligent, Peter, you're just a bit of a dick. Oh yeah, I've got that sitting up in my cloud, by the way. You recommended it before in a chat, not on my channel but somewhere else. It's sitting up in the cloud and I keep on meaning to bring it back down. I'll get around to it, but maybe I should bring that up sooner. Got nothing else to do. Oh, Christ's sake. Let's see what this is like.
Jessica Mitford will be interviewed by Christopher Hitchens in the last of this year's Witnesses series. Witnesses is an annual event. It's an opportunity that we present ourselves and our audience each year. It's one of the great pleasures In it, we invite people to come and talk to us who have seen and contributed a great deal to our recent history, to talk about the things that they've seen and the things that they've done. This year, we've heard lectures by Harrison Salisbury and by Murray Kempton, and an interview with the singers Biddu Sayo and Yarmila Novotna, which was conducted by William Weaver. Now tonight, as I said, and as you know, Jessica Mitford will be interviewed by Christopher Hitchens. Mr. Hitchens is the American correspondent of London's Times Literary Supplement. He writes the Minority Report column in The Nation and contributes a weekly book review column to Newsday and contributes to a number of other magazines, both here and in England. It seems to me particularly appropriate that he should interview Jessica Mitford. He, like her, is a Briton who has come to this country to see what we do and how we do it and to think about it and to write about it, like Jessica Mitford.
Post a link to that. Will I get that on LibGen, Scribby? If I can get it on LibGen, just say I can get it on LibGen and I can download it and put it onto my Discord for people to check. The Trial of HK. Thank you, Jim. I will keep that one in mind. Oh, God. Mr. the Duncan has recommended ones to me as well. He's emailed them to me. Thank you, John. Much appreciated, my Scottish comrade. Thank you, Jim. Excellent. In fact, you know, give me a second. I'm going to use my phone for a minute here. How old would she have been in 88? How old was Jessica Mitford when she died? She was 70. She was 70 when she done this interview. I don't know what time of year it was. She might have been 71. There's a couple of other books people have recommended to me about the Kissinger. They're currently sitting in my own little personal archive on my emails. I bring them into the Discord when I feel it's necessary.
Who has done an enormous amount of that in her time. There's a reference book which gives Jessica Mitford's career as follows. Market researcher J. Walter Thompson in London, 1937 to 1939. Bartender at the Roma restaurant in Miami from 1939 to 1940. Salesgirl at Weinberger's dress shop in Washington, D.C., 1940 to 1941. Then investigator in the Office of Price Administration in Washington, 1941 to 1943. Executive Secretary of the Civil Rights Congress in Oakland, California, 1945 to 1951. Writer, no dates. Somehow that really doesn't seem to say it. She is perhaps, I think, the most consistently provocative investigative journalist of our times, a self-described muckraker. The funeral industry, our prison systems, the famous writers' school, a lot of hucksters and a lot of failed and failing institutions have.
I have an uncle who sounds like him, but with a Scottish accent, obviously. Well done, Jim. More cider drinkers. Cider's easier for me to drink. I do need to go to relieve myself more often. I have been barred from drinking Guinness in the house for other lower GI tract reasons, let's just put it politely. It does actually, it does. We're eloquent and melodic, and when we get angry you can actually tell. You can still hear us. We're still articulate, but you can hear the rage. Don't get me wrong, we do get rage-filled, then we become completely incomprehensible. It does happen. I try not to be like that. I still get rage-filled, don't worry about that, and you will hear it. I'll get a little bit more raised, I'll be more animate. You'll see different faces appear. For obvious reasons. Thank you, Scrippy. I've always believed that. You can blame Super Hubby for that one. We both love drier ciders, but they're fucking difficult to find. Boo. I drink dry as fuck white wine. And most of them are over £15 a bottle now, so no. They're a special occasion. At least if I can get some sort of dryness, cider's the best bet for me. I do still like lagers and stuff, obviously. That's Rejoice, comrades. Elron Hubbard is here. Hi, Elron. Mwah. Hello, hello. Welcome, Elron. It does depend. Depends on what cider it is, obviously. Scottish cider drinkers are more on the sweeter side, so people like me who like drier ciders are kind of running out of ciders to drink in pub. We can still get them in supermarkets and off sales and shit like that. That's better. Someone's stuck in my throat there for a reason. Receipt pronunciation. Oh, nice one. I get like that. There's apparently I've sounded kind of Yorkshire-ish when I get angry at times, which is weird. I've never been to Yorkshire, not yet at least. It is on my bucket list. Where else is on my bucket list? I need to go down and meet Satnav in Demo, Kernow. Obviously, because Demo is based. Yeah, well, you have to remember, he might not actually speak in proper Brummie, but you still actually hear it when Kev speaks at times. So you might have picked up the sounding or pronunciation of certain words from Kev when he speaks, and when he gets angry and stuff, actually, and more animated, a bit like myself. Mostly Scottish sounding, mostly. I haven't actually heard in Welsh yet, even though I've got some Welsh comrades who I've actually met and drink with in real life who have moved up to Glasgow. God, I love the Welsh accent so much. Oh, we've got Mackham from Bridget Phillipson, apparently, because she's Sunderland. And obviously the based accent in the House of Commons is Ian Lavery. God, I love Geordies. Big up for Ian Lavery. Is she? Alright. Is there any true Mackhams in the House of Commons, Reza? Oh, I'm the same, Elron, but I mostly go completely fucking Scottish. Depending on who I'm getting angry at, it's either purely angry Glaswegian or angry Perth, which is quite unique, let's put it that way. We do still be polite, even though we're fucking rage-fueled, which is odd. You should not revert to violence and all that sort of bollocks and stuff. No violence in the eyes of the Lord, blah blah blah, and all the other shit like that. Glaswegians do it properly. If they get angry, they fucking show it and act it. Mostly to their own detriment at times in certain circumstances. You're getting treated, you're getting the whole east and west coast of Scotland, essentially. Dad's half the family, they're all Glasgow. A couple of them are Ayrshire. Mum's side of the family, they're all East Coast. They're either Fife or Perth or Aberdeen. Oh, the Doric accent, my God, I love it. Nearly incomprehensible. Me and my mum understand it for reasons. Algerian French. Oh my God. Yeah. The few Yorkshire people, all the Yorkshire people that I know that have moved up here to Glasgow, they're all from the East Riding. They're cracking people. I love them. One of them knew my dad. He actually worked at Faslane as well. He wasn't a nuclear engineer, he was just a classic engineer. And a hydrologist, oddly enough. He was a cracking dude. He is no longer with us. COVID took him out. He was a social democrat. He could understand why I was a Marxist. That's another one lost to a fucking pandemic because the Tories fucking fluffed it. Oi, stop making us lose our fucking engineers and scientists and doctors, you bastards. Oh, the dull ones. Oh, we need to get some Londoners on, don't we? Who have we got? We have... No, Vicky isn't London. Satnav lived in London, but he's from Cornwall. Owen lives in London, but he's... he describes himself as a plastic mank. Grew up around the corner from Angela Rayner, oddly enough. Obviously for mank, we've got My Left Eye. Or if you want to hear someone sing quite badly, we've got well, obviously Liam Gallagher. Yeah.
Reason to wish that Jessica Mitford would go very far away from them, but she doesn't. She's an activist and a passionate believer in causes. As a teenager, she ran away to Loyalist Spain during their civil war. Then back in England, she joined the anti-fascist crusade, and I think it's important to remember that before the war, fascism was a real threat in England. I think one should remember also that her brother-in-law was Oswald Mosley, the leader of the British Fascist Party. So there was much to fight there, and she did that. She worked here very much in the civil rights movement.
Thank you, Ron.
If she was the executive secretary of the Civil Rights Congress in 1945, she was the head of... It's a great honor to welcome a person like Jessica Mitford, a person who's used her talents and her passions in the pursuit of truth and the pursuit of change. So I'd ask you, please, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome Jessica Mitford and Christopher Hitchens.
paper go?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
This is 88, so probably on his way out, but he would probably still identify himself as a trot at this point. Still a leftist, obviously, but yeah, he would probably still identify as a trot himself. Peter at this point, well, Chris Hitchens would have been about 30, between 35 and 40 at this point, I think. Mid-30s. So Peter Hitchens would have been like between 28 and 32. Somewhere around there. I'm sure it's about 4 or 5 years between the two of them. There's more than just those two, by the way. There's another two brothers. So these two are the oldest. So Chris is the oldest, I believe. Then there's Peter. Then there's two other brothers who you don't really see. One of my mum's best friends grew up in Brinsworth, so I know exactly where you're talking about, Scribby. She done nursing and done her training with my mum when my mum was doing her training as well. So she was from Brinsworth. At that point, during the whole Battle of Orkney and shit like that, she was up here in Scotland. She was up in Perth, training with my mum. Well, they'd actually finished their training, they were working in hospitals in Perthshire. I was about, was 82 or 83? I'd be 3 or 4. Oh, right, Peter's 54, he's the same age as my mum, so there's 5 years between them. Cool. That one I do remember. I remember what year Peter was born. So he's 5 years older than his brother. 49. Not bad. I do miss him. I really do. The way he takes on religion, fucking bring it. One of the main reasons I'm an atheist, actually, is because of Christopher Hitchens.
Friends and comrades, I've got two very agreeable duties to discharge this evening. The first is to welcome you. I know perfectly well that all of you could have got tickets for the premiere showing of Jay McInerney's Bright Lights, Big City, so I think it speaks very well of you that you showed the taste and discernment to come here this evening. My second duty is just as agreeable, but slightly more arduous. It may look to you as if I've got the joyous job of being the gallant host and questioner of Jessica Mitford, but you may not have appreciated that beneath where I sit is an enormous vat of potential embarrassment, and I'm actually perched on a trap door that could open any second and precipitate me. You see, it's my sense that you don't get a soiree in your honor at the New York Public Library until you're almost respectable. And the spectre of respectability is one with which my friend Jess Griff has been doing combat for some time. So if at any point I appear to treat her with the deference due to a veteran, a grande dame, a respectable lady, one who's made her peace, who's arrived, I hope someone will have the grace to interrupt if she's polite to do so. Too well bred to do so. I still have to magnify the embarrassment slightly by a reminiscence. As it happens, a book that was called in England Hons and Rebels and is published here as Daughters and Rebels was one of the first, so to speak, grown-up books I ever read. And the things I learned from it were numberless, but I'll mention one or two. I learned a great deal about English social history. One doesn't forget that Jessica is daughter of the late Lord Wheatsdale. I learned a great deal about the period of fascism and communism, as it was played out on quite a wide stage. And I also learned something very important, which is that it's possible to write as a radical and as a committed person without ever being dull or boring or condescending. And that's a lesson that a lot of people ought to learn and could well learn from Jessica Mitford. Now, to shift into my William Buckley mode, I should like to begin by asking, shifting the scene now to the United States, I'd like to ask you how you came to write the book that probably launched you on this side of the Atlantic, which was The American Way of Death.
Well, that book was, it was published in 1963, and it came out, that was 3 years after Daughters and Rebels came out. And how I came to do it was that, my husband, Bob Truehaft, who is here tonight, if you see somebody in a rather odd-looking brown robe, it's because he's had a shoulder operation and he's got to have his hand up like so. But anyway, he is a lawyer in Oakland, where we live, California, and he represented a number of unions, and he began to be extremely annoyed along about the middle 1950s to find out that when the breadwinner of the trade union family died, the hard fought for death benefit meant for the widow and children would automatically find its way into the pocket of an undertaker, because whether the death benefit was $1,000, $1,200, or whatever, that would be the amount charged for the funeral. So Bob started to organize the Bay Area Funeral Society, which was a non-profit organization devoted to the idea of cheap funerals, actually. In other words, they would have a contract with one or more undertakers to do it for a fraction of the cost. Well, I'm sorry to tell you that I really thought this was rather boring in a way. In other words, I said to him, we're all robbed every minute in the supermarket and by the landlord, so why pick on the wretched undertakers, you see? I used to tease them about by calling them the necrophilists and sort of mentioning their layaway plan, and that kind of thing. So until Bob started to bring home the trade magazines with those incredible, wonderful titles like, Casket and Sunnyside is one. Another is Mortuary Management. And my favorite title of all, and you really have to think of this one, it's called Concept, the Journal of Creative Ideas for Cemeteries. Well, I thought this was, you couldn't help longing to read these things, and then they came. And, perhaps some of you like Harper's or The Atlantic, but what I like is Mortuary Management. And so starting to read them, I discovered a whole wonder world of the mortuary that I'd never known existed. I hadn't realized, for instance, that you can have a choice of foam rubber or a foam rubber mattress or inner spring in your eternal sealer casket. And I saw these lovely things, and in fact I started to send away for free samples. There's an outfit that were in Columbus, Ohio, the Practical Burial Footwear Company. And so the whole idea of practical burial footwear was so intriguing, I sent for some. And in the course of time arrived the Fit-a-Foot Oxford, that's F-I-T-A-F-U-T, Fit-a-Foot. And there's a leaflet in there saying that it was especially designed after 2 years of research to fit the deceased foot after rigor mortis was set in. And this whole idea of research was so interesting. And actually,